Hey gorgeous, this is episode number 206. You are listening to Heart Sells Podcast. I'm your host, Christine Schlonski, and this is Variety Friday. So a day where I answer your questions, where I share of my knowledge and my resources, and where we just have a good time being inspired and having some fun. And today I actually want to talk to you about the question of pricing. I get that so often from my clients that I work with one-on-one, but also in the group setting, that at some point people say, well, Christine, how do I price this? What is the best price for my product, for my service? So here are the 3 things you can do. Because most of the time, you are probably underpricing, which means you don't see the full picture of all your own amazingness, of all you do for your clients. And then you also might be a little bit fearful that your ideal client is not paying your price. So just a reminder, your ideal client, your soulmate client, they will pay your price because in the definition of your soulmate client, you will also put in that they are paying your price and that they find a way to pay you in case they do not have it in their bank account right the minute that you actually tell them your price. So 3 things to do. First of all, you want to make sure that you always deliver more value than what you charge. So, and this is easier said than done because what you teach comes to you so easily. It has taken years to form and to get you to the place where you are today so you can teach, that most of the time you even forget how painful it was not to know what you know right now. So I would love for you to really have a look and figure out what have you put in to create those products and services. What are you bringing to the table? So I'm just going to give you an example, and obviously it's easy to use myself as an example because I know myself pretty well and I know what I have done. So teaching sales from the heart, right? Heart Sells. Heart Sells Academy, Heart Sells Podcast, being authentic and true to your value while charging your price, making sales with ease and grace. This didn't come overnight. Everything else up to my life right now has led me to be able to teach this and to become the authority in the market. And it also required for me to be at a job where I thought I never ever will be in sales, but then I ended up in sales because I wanted to live in Berlin and I wanted to work for the company, and this is what I was offered. So I ended up starting from really zero, not knowing anything about sales, being afraid of sales myself, being afraid asking the price I had to ask for the packages I sold for the company, being afraid to call the CEOs, company owners, general managers, because I thought that I was so far away from all they had accomplished that who was I to even give them a call? So this was my starting point. Have a look at where's your starting point. And it actually took me 7 years to go from not knowing anything about sales to then becoming the sales director, which is really, to be honest, an amazing success in such a short period of time. And all the influence I had with my clients that I got to win over to work with me to buy the products I was selling, and all the teams I was able to build, the millions in revenue I was able to get in. So this is just a piece of what I am delivering today for my clients. And I was in the job for over 12 years. So I have all this knowledge of suffering, of not knowing what to do, of not knowing what to say, of feeling inadequate, of not having fun on the phone, of being fearful, and turning it around and becoming someone who knew what she was talking about, who could call with total confidence, with ease and grace, making high-ticket offers, having a good time with a client, joking and laughing, and then at the end, having them filled out a pretty big contract where other people will tell you, well, I can buy a car, and at some points even like a cheaper house from what I was charging for events that lasted 2.5 days. Anyways, what do you have in place that helped you to charge today? Because you have put in all the work, you have put in all the self-development, you have put in all the time, the sweat, the tears, the joy, the success, the celebrations of whatever led to the point where you are right now. And if you have a look and see how much time in your life you spend to hone that craft, to become that person, you will already see yourself in a different way. And that will enable you to stop to totally undercharge, but to find the right price at the right time for the right product and your soulmate client. Second point, really tune in and be honest to yourself. What would you love to charge? What, if somebody pays you, would make you jump up and down of joy? And then also write that down. And then last but not least, what are the results your clients are getting from working with you? And how can you make them as tangible as possible? Right? In sales, it's pretty easy. If I can teach you to go from 0 to 6 figures in 12 to 18 months, that's pretty tangible, right? If you do the work and you follow my advice, it's like 99% certain that you will end up with the same results because I have gotten those results for me. And because I've gotten them for me, I can help you. So what do you have that you can teach your clients to really help them to get to where they want to be with your help? And then make it as tangible as possible. So if you are teaching about happiness, or if you are a healer, or if you are creative and people buy art from you, or they learn how to play an instrument by ear, or whatever your thing is, figure out something that the other person has it a little bit easier to measure. And measure goes in two ways. Once, it's avoidance of pain. They are coming to you because they are in some kind of pain. They want to accomplish something that they can't accomplish by themselves. So they are looking for help. And most of the time, you're not the only one they're looking at. So you need to make a really, really good job in showing them the benefits working with you. What is it worth to them? What is it worth having health for the next 30, 40, 50 years instead of, suffering each and every day? Is there even a price tag? What is it worth if, for example, if you work with relationships, if people stay together and create an amazing life together, full of joy and fun and romance and achievement by being together instead of splitting up? What would that be worth? And most of the time, you probably figure out that this is even more worth to them than you can even imagine. And putting those three components together, where you actually know what did you put in to become the person that you are, what are they getting to make it as tangible as you can, and then also really feeling and what would you make jump up and down full of joy because somebody has honored your price and you work so much that they are paying for it. That is the magic formula, where you then sit down and you just write down your price and you go for it. And you offer it. And I can tell you the first time someone will say yes will feel so, so rewarding. I still remember my first $97, and I've talked about it quite often, that I've gotten for my very first online workshop. Somebody PayPal'd overnight. I woke up and I had $97 in my bank account for the very, very first offer I made. And that didn't even have anything to do with sales, really. So that I remember that, and it was so much more worth to me than all the millions I made in the company working as an employee, because this was the first time somebody paid me for being me. And this is super powerful. And you can only go that path because you are owning your awesomeness. You know the results you are bringing for your clients. So please, when you sit down, get really, really clear and put the value in so your client gets the amazing results, and then just go for it. I really hope that helped. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this beautiful world. And I'm saying bye for now.